So, little piece of sage here burning. This is song 3, and it's called Babylon Water. It's one of my original songs. I mean, I channeled it, but yeah. There was in the old Bible that talk about kind of bossum, and it's the original thing that is very important, and it is meant to bring healing, both physical and psychological. And that's a little hint about this song. But I'm just gonna play it, and then again, silence at the end for you to just think of it yourself, what it means to you. This song is pretty straightforward. It's not like it's hiding much. It's not esoteric in any way. It's saying what it is. So I'm gonna just talk about some examples of where this fight has happened in time. Anyways, this is Babylon Water. Drink up your Babylon water. Dumb down somehow, they want you to work harder. Smoke up, you might get smarter. Remember your soul with the earth mother. Drink up your Babylon water. Dumb down somehow, they want you to work harder. Smoke up, they want you to work harder. Remember your soul with the earth father. We must put an end to this controlled slave system. Won't be manipulated by your racism. Build a wall around yourself, but leave us alone. We're chopping our border, we're going with our soul. I said drink up, we in a Babylon. Back up, we'll see what's going on. Come on, drink up, we in a Babylon. Back up to the trees and the sun. To the trees and the sun. Centuries of hate, holy wars, inquisition, crusades, witch hunts, jihad, terrorism. Popes, kings, presidents, and politicians use these tools to strengthen their position. All the reason enough for abolition. The people stand up, we'll bring down the system. Your minds must open, to your heart you must listen. Not allow these lies to make a decision. Drink up. Come on, back up. But they stoke up our pain and focus on disorder. They think the dollar bill determines pecking order. The road is getting longer, their time is getting shorter. We're breaking down the walls, it's time for new order. Will enough us fight the good fight? The example of change rise above this blight. Oh, this darkness, this never-ending night. All I can do is shine my light back. We all do the same, bring on the day. Laugh in the sunshine, roll in the hay. I was hope for freedom, hope for change. We all stand together until the next page. Come on, stoke up your fire, stoke up desire. Stoke up on them feelings that make you feel higher. I know them feelings can make you feel down. This is how it goes, they ain't clowning around. Come on, stoke up your fire, desire gonna burn. We're talking about desire, put feet out in the bird. Hold up tight, better it's gonna burn. Oh, the sweet herb make me feel close to the earth. Come on, stoke up your fire, stoke up desire. Stoke up on them feelings that make you feel higher. I know them feelings can make you feel down. This is how it goes, they ain't clowning around. Come on, stoke up your fire. Come on, stoke up your fire and speak your truth. Don't let this thing be an excuse for you to be cognitively dissonant to what is around you. Come on and stoke up your fire. Oh, your desire will burn. Oh. when I originally wrote that song back in, it would have been probably wrote it about 2015, I would imagine, maybe 2014. I was talking about alcohol. And I think at the time I was quite ideological against alcohol. And it is a thing we should be very careful with, and we shouldn't mix getting intoxicated with alcohol and trauma, because there's mess there. And to be honest, most of the reasons why people do drink alcohol is because they're trying to hide from things that are happening in their world or trauma that's happened in the past, and that's, you know, either the cognitive dissonance towards things that could really help you. So, you know, I drink a beer here now and then, you know, and like I'm drinking a beer also to symbolize that this is a message against, you know, using this for the wrong intent, you know. But it's also, in the lyrics I say, smoke up, you might get smarter. Well, I'm not ideological about that either. I do believe that anxiety happens to people because there's shit they have to clean up in their closet, right? And that's, cannabis is a psychedelic, but there is dissociative strains that allow people to disassociate from life and use it the same way as alcohol. In my life, and I can only speak for my own psyche and for what it has done for me, is alcohol brings out the dark side of me, and weed has in the past when I had unhealthy culture in my life. That's when weed was bad for me. But when I was, you know, sticking to my stuff and get everything done, then I've smoked since I was 18 years old. I've only stopped a few times when I've traveled, and every time I have, I have crazy visions and dreams and wild things, and some of these visions have come true. So, you know, I do know the importance of coming off cannabis because of the intensity of the dreams. But also, I like to sleep at night rather than living two lives. So we must put an end to this controlled slave system. People are like, we're not slaves. What are you talking about? I'm talking mental enslavement, right? Like, we're not on chains. But if we don't have any meaning in our lives or any God in our lives, and we just have comfort, right? Then to me, that is an enslavement. You're enslaved to a system that is doing stuff to the world that is bad, and you have to use cognitive dissonance, which is to notice that you're not mentally enslaved, right? And, Marcus Garvey, it's in Redemption Song, and you know, I'll sing that one verse because it's important, but emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. Well, to be honest, yeah. The first part of that is like, you know, we need to free ourselves from mental slavery. And I guess, you know, if they're going to do atomic energy and there's nothing we can do about it, then we do have to be cognitively dissonant against these bad choices. But I think we should logically fear atomic energy, unless there's something I don't understand about new technology that makes us not need to fear it. But back to the song. So we must put an end to this controlled slave system. We won't be manipulated by your racism, and that's this new kind of control mechanism of dividing us. Because when we come together, we're unbelievably united force, and we wouldn't be under these slave systems. We'd live a lot more free if we could come together. So that's where racism builds walls around us. So won't be manipulated by your racism. Build walls around yourself, but leave us alone, right? Because if you're going to do it, if you don't want to be one with us, then fine. But we want you to be one with us. But if you're going to attack us for trying to be the way we are, then that's a problem, and we're going to infiltrate to make sure that happens. And that's why I'm making these videos, and that's why Rastafari infiltrates, because they know they can't just hide away and hope that they're going to build walls around themselves and leave us alone, right? So build walls around yourselves but leave us alone. We're dropping our borders to bring people in and going with our soul. So drink up, you're in the Babylon. So, and I'm not talking just about alcohol, I'm talking about like propaganda. Like drink up the Babylon water, right? And like if we want to go into actual, drink alcohol, but also they literally chlorinate and mess with fluorinate and all this stuff to our water that is one of our best medicines is water, and all they do is they've messed it up. So there's Babylon water. There is the crap that they pathologized their water source in the Babylon. They've normalized and made it important to use certain pathological drugs and alcohol. And also the propaganda is like, you're drinking that. If you're drinking it up, you're getting all of that dumbing down effect. So drink up your Babylon water. Dumb down somehow. They want you to work harder, so they dumb you down so you work harder. Smoke up. You might get smarter. And like, to be honest, if I could say you take 10 people and get them drunk every day and 10 people get them high every day, the people that get high are gonna be way better off than the 10 that get drunk. So in that situation, yes, smoke up. You might get smarter. Remember your soul with the Earth Mother and with the Earth Father, right? So, and then the next verse comes in and it's like, when will we see the results of following the Babylon, right? Because there's been centuries of hate, holy wars, inquisitions, so these are what's going on right now is this again, centuries of hate, holy wars, inquisition, crusades, witch hunts, jihad, terrorism, popes, kings, and presidents and politicians using these tools to strengthen their positions. So like, how many times does this story have to repeat before we awaken to it and free ourselves, right? Well, I believe we're there. It's just going to take some time. Like the last video I talked in Ekabeka, they're in the parking lot, but they're ready to, the crowd is going to arrive, right? So the drink up. So yeah, the centuries of hate, holy wars, inquisition, crusades, witch hunts, jihad, terrorism, popes, kings, presidents, and politicians use all of these tools to strengthen their positions, right? It's not to do with spirituality. Religion can be used in a healthy way, but it generally in the mainstream Babylon system, it's been used like a government for control factor and for making sheep, so popes, kings, presidents, politicians use these tools to strengthen their position. All the reason enough for abolition. So we should abolish these systems. If the people stand up, we'll bring down the system. Our minds must open, like get that third eye open, right? And that's what cannabis can help with, but other like meditation practice, other plant medicines and such. Open our minds and hearts, listen to our hearts. That's the intuition. We must listen. And so open our hearts and must listen, not allow these lies, which is the propaganda, and the normalization of these pathologies to make our decisions, right? So, don't have to say anything more about that. So so the next verse is more of it's just a rhyme freestyle. It repeats a few times, but it's how can we transcend this pathological system? We need to live in our own world, right? So it talks about, so they're like, how's that go? Give me a second here. They focus on our pain and focus on disorder. They think the dollar bill determines pecking order. So they want to treat our pains, but they're causing our pain, right? So they're pretending they're treating our pain. This is the pharmaceutical industry. And they're focusing on disorder, and this is the psychiatric industry. They focus on calling people pathological rather than maybe finding their strengths. So they focus on disorder. They think the dollar bill determines pecking orders. That means they just think that all these rich people that love to pathologize different people, and they can because they have pecking order because of the dollar, not its dominance over competence, right? And thuggery, like cartelism. So they think the dollar bill determines pecking order. The road is getting longer. So this road is going longer. This isn't the apocalypse. This isn't the end of days. The road is getting longer, but their time, that evil, those people, their time is getting shorter. We're breaking down their walls. It's time for new order. And that's the great judgment that's happening right now and the great awakening that people are going through right now. Some people, it might be 3, 6, 9 more years till they awaken, but most people will be awakened by the 24th year. It won't last much more than that, than their destruction, right? Our road is getting longer. Their road is getting shorter, right? We're breaking down their walls. It's time for new order. Will enough of us fight the good fight? Be the example of change, rise above this blight. Well, are we going to be over there smiling like in a community, eating good food that we've grown together and traded amongst each other and evolved our psychology to truth rather than cognitive dissonance? Will enough of us fight the good fight, rise above this blight? This darkness, this never-ending night. All I can do is shine my light bright. If we all do the same, bring on the day. Laugh in the sunshine, roll in the hay. You know, let's show them the grass is greener over here. Roll in the hay. We'll all come together and join the next page. So stoke up your fire. Stoke up your desire. Stoke up on those things that make you feel higher. Because you know there's those feelings that are going to make you feel down. This is how it goes. That Babylon ain't messing around. So stoke up your fire, stoke up your desire, stoke up on them feelings that make you feel. I know them feelings can make you feel down. This is how it goes, ain't crowning around. Come on, stoke up your fire, desire gonna burn. Fire, so you stoke up your fire, your desire is gonna burn. When I'm talking about desire, my feet are in the dirt. That's like connected to the earth. When you roll up that herb and smoke it, it makes you feel connected to the earth. Right? So stoke up your fire. Stoke up your desire. Stoke up on those things that make you feel higher. I know that these feelings and these people that are going to pathologize you, witch hunt you, all of that stuff can make you feel down. This is how it goes. They ain't clowning around. But you know what? Keep the people around you that are allowing your fire to burn. And don't drink. We're all drinking a little bit of Babylon water. Nobody is clear of that. However, I believe we should try to drink as little amount of Babylon water as possible. Much love. If you've enjoyed this, please give me an email, and I'm going to be setting a Patreon up soon, but I'd love the support so I can keep making these videos. Awesome. I will be making these videos forever. This helps me, and it's important that we teach and spread knowledge. And I think that if what I'm doing is good, then my karma shall come. All right. Much love. If you want to support me, you can email me at melatonic, melatonic, at protonmail.com. Thank you so much.